good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Wow, look at all the beautiful people from all over the world on here this evening. I want to first of all thank you all. I'd like to thank Miss Belinda Batiste. Good evening. Miss Perla Banal, I just see you getting on right now. Thank you so much. Miss Caroline Baker, thank you for joining the call. Mr. Johnny Marin, Coach, good seeing you out there tonight, sir. Miss Diane Collins in Australia, where is she at with our happy there? She was always so bubbly, always so bubbly, always so bubbly. I love it. All right, Mr. Tim Carrad, good seeing you, sir, out there in Minnesota. I love your shirt. Matter of fact, why don't you show your shirt again and show everybody your shirt real quick. Where is he? Is he on here? Let me see if we can get his shirt on here. He had his shirt on. There it is. I love my residual income. Everybody see his shirt? I love my residual income. I love my residual income. I love it, love it, love it. Hey, Ms. Taz, Regional Director at Australia. Good evening, dear. Good seeing you. I was going through withdrawals. I didn't see you last time on Happy Hour. I was like, normally you're on there with some good information, but we thank you for joining us on training tonight on leadership. God bless you. Thank you so much. Mr. Winston Herbert, good morning, good evening, sir. Good seeing you as well. Oh, wow. Mr. Chris McDowell, thank you so much. Mr. Daryl Ranson, Miss Pat Roberts over in Oakland, California. Oakland, 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 Oakland. There you go, young lady. I like that top, that chain. Miss Ingra over in Australia, Regional Director. Good evening, dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it when I see all these Australians on. Mr. David Wright, thank you so much. Mr. Payon out in Japan, thank you so much for joining. Miss Konohara, is she out there? I know she's coming on shortly. Miss Natasha Ismail, my God. Thank you, dear. What a wonderful time I've had in the last 24 hours. That's right, down in Fresno, California. Abs, Regional Director out Australia, sir, good evening. You know it's going to be a good night when I got all these Australians on. I love it, mate. I love it. Hey, Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director out of Fresno, California. Thank you. Marcia Carter, thank you so much, dear, for all you do. Miss Celia, Woodland, California. Thank you. Sensational in Florida. Good evening. I too over in Japan. How are you doing tonight, young lady? Thank you. Nice smile. Love when she smiles. Miss Joyce Brewer, it's a pleasure having breakfast with you this morning in Fresno, California. Miss Natalie Parra in Las Vegas, thank you, dear. Miss Christina, thank you. Mr. Al Randolph in Oakland, California, over there by Miss Pat Robinson. Yeah, I know Mr. Al Randolph. Yeah, that's right, that's me. Hey, Miss Dee Dee, Miss Dee, thank you so much for joining. Marie in San Diego, thank you for joining. Hey, we got a great call lined up tonight. I want to thank everybody on the call, but wow, I want to open up by letting the people. I flew into how many guys were on Happy Hour last night? How many on Happy Hour? You guys saw me act a fool, having a good time, see, this is part of leadership. I want you guys to understand leadership, and we're going to discuss this in a philosophical, in a loving way. And leadership is not being better than anybody or thinking you're the boss because my pen is bigger than your pen. That's not leadership. So write this down first of all. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Mr. Bree Clemens, why don't you get on, take yourself off mute and let's take that moment of silence. Will you share that? Will you share the message, sir? Will you say the message? And let's take a moment.
Yes, sir. Just hold on a second.
Dave Calvert.
Okay. Yeah, just letting everyone know, no question asked. Don't bother reaching out, but if you can, just say a word of prayer for Dave Culver's family. So just take a moment of silence. Just keep him and his family in your prayers. No questions, no text messages. Don't bother reaching out. Just keep him in prayer.
Let's take that moment right now while we're doing it right now. Let's take a moment. All right. You know, we're a family, right? No matter whose organization, we're all a family. We're ACN family. We're across different countries, and thank God for Zoom because we can do this. We're all a big family. We're all a big family. So thank you so much for that. When one hurt, we all hurt. So we're a big family. Wow. Okay, also, I thank Mr. Mills. Going back to what I was saying, and Mr. Culver, thank you so much for all you do. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. The last 24 hours, I went to Fresno, my first trip since the situation. And please, people, don't call that word out, because you're throwing more hurt in people's hearts because of using those words. So be careful. Just say the situation. It's easier for people to palate it than say those words, because we've been bombarded so much that people have so much fear. So let's not throw more fear out there. But since the situation, the first trip I actually took for the business, and I want to thank the Fresno organization. So Friday night, you guys saw Friday night happy hour. We had a happy hour. Matter of fact, Mr. Chris King did a barbecue that was out of this. And I'm telling you something, that guy, that ribs were, he smoked it for 6 hours. I mean, that thing, meat fell off the bone and got back on. I mean, it was amazing. And I want to, first of all, you guys saw some of the pictures, and I want to, let's do this. Let's show some of the pictures from last night. And I want the folks that were there last night at our 100 points or higher and regional directors leadership last night in Fresno. So here's some of the pictures from last night for those that missed it. To the left there is Mr. Mills, who just got 100 points on. The lady in red, that is Mr. Marvin Carter's wife, sitting across the blue, and they're regional directors in Fresno. Right behind us, Marcia Carter. And then behind that is Miss Evelyn Phibbs, who's a regional director, and there's Miss Luana and her husband in the back standing up, regional directors. And then there's Mr. Marvin Carter sitting down with the blue shirt on. Everybody know the lady in white smiling, Miss Ismail. And there is the Kings, Rose Guerrero and Chris King. So that was our leadership last night. There's the pictures. We had a great time. Now let me explain leadership. Leadership is also being very, very humble. And last night in leadership, I kind of, you know what, hold it. Miss Ismail, I did find it. Now, for those that are taking notes, you can leave the pictures up, but for those who are taking notes, here's what I started off with. I got there at 4:30, 5 o'clock, we started, we ate, and the barbecue was just absolutely to die for. I told Mr. King, if we ever leave AC, and we'll start King and Thomas barbecue. Because he's one, he can really put it down, I'm telling you. And I said, look, and I was praying the other day, something different to come at a different angle for the group. And what I did, I came out with leadership. And here's leadership Fresno. And I spelled the word Fresno out, F-R-E-S-N-O. And F stands for friends. We all started with the Kings. That's who started the group out there. Then Miss Luana, and then the Evelyn Phibbs, and then the Carters and the Ismails. The R stands for remembering. Remember, everybody, we're all started together to build the valley. So the Fresno area is called the valley. So we're all together. E, educate. We educate ourselves on the company and the industry. And if you did not see last Sunday's Sunday night training the Kings did, go back to the channel. And am I right, Miss Man, she broke down our industry like I've never seen it broke down before. I mean, ACA could probably put that on their site. It was so good. And I said, it stands for educated. We educate ourselves on company and the industry, not just a company, but also our industry. Last night was product, and I talked about that. That product training she did Sunday night was amazing. S stands for self. Self-growth through learning. How do we learn? A, personal development. We're all in this to learn personal development. B, the group. And 3, how to get IBOs and customers. That's self-development. That's self, okay? Self-development. N stands for nobody. Let me say this again. Nobody, and I got this from Mr. Chris King a couple years ago. We had a couple situations, and Mr. Chris King said this, and I never forgot it. And I wrote it down, and it's still stuck in my thoughts. He said, nobody is bigger than the whole of the group. I'll say it again. Nobody is bigger, TJ, than the whole of the, did everybody get that? So there's going to be people that want to throw some havoc in there. There's going to be people that interrupt things. There's going to be people trying to be a dictator. There's going to be people trying to overthrow the group. There's going to be people that try to rise up, but remember now, nobody was bigger and is bigger than the whole of the group. Okay, so that's very powerful. That's very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Okay, now O stands for organized. By being organized, that's what Fresno is. We're organized. We organize. When I came down, I said, I don't want to know nothing. Just tell me where to show up. You guys put it all together. And they did. So organization, you got to work together, because one day your group is going to be bigger than what we have on these calls. And how are you going to understand how to organize it if you're not prepared by learning? Because right now I look at it this way. You all are millionaires in training, if you want to look at it that way. I used to give license plates out. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's my notes from last night. I'm going through my notes. This is leadership. And I told everybody, I truly miss you as a group. I miss you guys. And then this guy kind of, a matter of fact, I had Miss Ismail read it because my eyes were watering. Leaders, look, people don't care how much you say you care until they know and feel how much you care. Write that down. People don't care how much you say you care until they see that you care. They have to see that you care. And there's nothing wrong by being transparent. I think a lot of us are not transparent in our business a lot by telling people your why you need to get them as a customer. Tell them you why you want them on the business. Tell them why, but you're not being transparent. You're trying to talk to them, but you're not piercing their heart by your telling them your why. Hey, with this customer is going to help me get closer to my goal for me and my kids. Hey, with this customer is going to help me to get this other bonus. Hey, thank you. But you got to let people know your why you're needing them as a customer and or more of a customer than an IBO. Okay. And when I passed my notes to Miss Ismail and let her read them, because I knew I would have not got through it. And I really didn't get through it, even though she read it. And this is what I said to our leaders, Mr. King, our leader, your leadership, our leader that will hunt you down with his bow and arrow. He likes to hunt, but he started the organization there. Thank you for allowing me to help you, and you not once complain. Because see, I push my leaders and trying to make them better than what they are. And I don't mean push, but I try to incite it in a loving way. And sometimes I know I got under people's skin. He's never said nothing. He's never got mad. He's never said anything to me. He might've said something, but never said it to me. So I just want to let him know I appreciate him, because sometimes as a leader, you got to let people know, I'm sorry, because I'm pushing you to be the best you could be. So as a leader, you got to be transparent and let them know that, hey, I'm trying to help me help you. That's part of leadership. And I'm sorry if I pushed your buttons, but the reason why I'm doing this, because I want to see you as senior vice president. And I can help you if you let me. Does that make sense to everybody? Not at me if this is making sense to you. So this is what was read last night for the group. And then I said, Ms. Rose Guerrero King, we love you that you fact checks everything and you research the facts. If y'all saw last Sunday's call, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. For all of us, you did it for all of us. You always have great input and ideas. Now, what am I doing with my leaders? Am I praising my leaders? And I'll not know how much I respect them and love them and care for them. And it ain't just ACN, we're a family. And that's how you stay on top for 27 years in this business. I see people come and go. Not once do they love on their organization. Not once do they say something great about their team or help them. Miss Carter, Mr. Marvin Carter. Okay, this was what I said to him. And here it is all written out here, y'all. You know, it's all written out. And I had Miss Ismail read it last night from my heart. And I says, how you always step up to do whatever it takes. And it's always thinking of the team while driving for 7-Up. Now, you know, he drives for Pepsi, but I had to put a joke in there, Miss Walker, for 7-Up. And everybody started cracking up laughing because here again, we got to show love. And to let him know he always steps up. Matter of fact, today afterwards, I went by his house afterwards. We finished breakfast. We had about an hour and a half on my flight, took off. And I was watching him get inducted into the Hall of Fame, not just in Fresno, but also in his high school in the south side of Chicago. Now think about it, he was inducted twice, 2 different places. That's powerful. See, that's what I like to surround myself with, people that get recognized by their humbleness. Okay. And then I talked about his sister, Miss Marcia Carter. This is what I said, how you're always praying for the group, for the IBOs, the customers, our health, and our families. She's our go-to residence prayer warrior. To Miss Sonia Carter, Mr. Carter's wife, you make sure we all stay safe and have a sense of purpose, and you keep our bellies full. That lady can cook. I'll tell you what, I went by the house, had some, well, trust me, you cook with love. You cook with love, and God's spirit. To her, cooking is a labor of love that she loves. That's a gift that she has. See, God gave us all at least 3 gifts minimum. One of hers is cooking. You got to, in other words, and all of you have a gift to be a leader in ACN. Otherwise, God would not have you in this business. Okay, you all have it in you. You just got to bring it out of you. This calls for that. Miss Luana Pinedo, the glue that keeps us all together, the peacemaker. It's been a tough year, but God's got your back. Thank you for all you do. And by this time, tears were falling and my clothes got drenched and wet, and I played off like there was something in my eye. No, I didn't. I'm a big softy, but y'all don't see that side of me. To Miss Evelyn Phibbs, the lady who blessed us all with her stories, for just for needing to help her family out. Now look at her. She got in it because her husband's back was hurting, couldn't work. And she said, I need to step up to the plate because he's been taking care of us all these years. I need to be the breadwinner. I need to step up. Man, that was powerful. And I said, you're a force to be deal with. That makes sense? To the Ismails. Oh my God. Next, the Ismails. Wow. To a lady who just wanted to start a family with 2-leggeds instead of 4-legged babies. What a blessing you are. I, Al Thomas, fell in love with you and Miss Hussein Ismail at the Starbucks in Las Vegas. Is that bigger than ACN? Yes or yes? Is that love? Yes. To Miss Hussein Ismail, you are a real man's man, and I love you who you are. And thank God for all you do. Let me explain what a real man's man is. When a real man respects another man, some of y'all, this might be a little old school for you. He says he's a real man's man, which means you have nothing but a great deal of respect for that person. The great deal of respect I have, here's a man to let his wife go build her ACN business, never question what she's doing, never question who's this calling, never question nothing. Because he is secure who he is as a man. Who's that guy called? Who's this? What's that? Why you gotta go here? He does never said one word. That is a real man's man. Let his wife go do what she got to do, and he go do what he has to do. I have none but a great deal of respect for them. So that was what I said last night. Tonight, I got through it without going crazy, but on film here. But I want to say this is what leadership is about. Leadership is about ensuring integrity with your organization, letting them know you as a person. Let them see your faults. Let them see the things let them see who you are. Be very transparent. People will follow you if you're transparent and you love on them, especially in the day. Is everybody with me on that? Okay, I see some of y'all wiping tears too, Miss Collins. I see a couple of you. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Tim Correa. That's right. General Patton was a real man's man. You are too, sir. This guy will go lay carpet all night long, drive 8 hours one direction, come back, take care of his family. Tim Correa is another one. He never complains. He says, man, I'm never quitting. I haven't talked to him in about a month, and also he popped up, hey, man, I was sick. Don't worry. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going. See, I don't have to chase people like that. You don't have to chase people in this business. If they're not going to do and shape up, you don't need them. There's 330 million people in this one country alone, let alone Japan, Australia, UK, Canada, and everywhere else people calling in from. They are out there, folks. Quit begging people. Quit begging people. So with that said, that is leadership. Now, go back and look at the pictures. Is the picture still up? Let's go back. Now look at that. Is there love in that room? Is there excitement in that room? Is there people that care for each other in that room? That is the core organization, a core organization. That is what you build. That's leadership. Now, we left and we had, as a matter of fact, everybody that was there last night, not today, but last night, why don't you share a little bit what happened for you last night in our leadership section? Because I got there at 5 o'clock, landed, got there a little before 5. We started at 5 o'clock. we ate a little bit, we talked a little bit, we did the live happy hour, and then we shifted into, after happy hour was over, we shifted into our leadership overdrive. But I want anybody that was there last night, not today, last night, to share what happened and what happened, just what you got out of it.
I go first, Mr. Thomas. This is Marcia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I got out of last night leadership was, first of all, thank you for coming down to Fresno. But because of everything was going on, it was just so good to be around people, because as a March, we couldn't be around each other, but just to be in the fellowship with one another. When you walked into the King's house, the food was you could smell the aroma from the food just come through the door. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not eating meat, but it's like when you walked in, the smell was like, oh my goodness. But just being around one another, you can see the love that we have for each other. So even though we are all working ACN, but we are a family. We are family, and we show it in the way that we talk to each other. When we're around each other, we give each other hugs, and we just have it's real. It's not phony. It's not fake. It is real amongst each and every one of us. So with the leadership, it was actually just that bonding that I think that we just been missing, and it was so much needed.
Wow, thank you so much, dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who else want to share? So that was there last night.
Mr. Thomas, Marvin Carter.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming down last night, and I had the privilege to pick you up at the airport, and it was great to seeing you. And again, when we got to Chris's home, the aroma came right out the door. I don't think me and you wasted time getting started eating first. But it started the evening, the food and the conversation, the spirit, the feeling, the love. Right away we hugging, and it was just great conversation. And then when the rest of the team came, it was just so great feeling to see everybody and just love on everyone. We haven't fellowship in a long time with each other, so it was really, really good to be in everyone's presence. And the whole evening was really good. And then you topped it off and doing the leadership of the roles that played and was a part of you, what it meant to you, and then emotions. And it just put us in an environment of just nothing but love and caring and the spirit. And it was such a strong spirit in that home. It's just that we need to do it more. It was just we missed each other so much, and we just wanted to keep going. Really, we didn't even want to leave, but it was such a great feeling, and I'm sure my wife enjoyed every minute, every moment that was given or allowed last night to be around each other and talk about everything that was going on. And thank you for really walking us through the last 8 months of this situation that's going on in the world, keeping our minds focused and keeping our sights, in line. And I just want to say thank you. It was really great.
You're welcome, sir. You know, a lot of people that fall away from, have you noticed, folks, people that fall away from ACN this year, that without personal development, they fall real far. And I've noticed that they fall real far. Some has gone as, I mean, just fall. I mean, don't even stay with personal development. And that's one of the biggest things you could do, which they're not telling you. Personal development, and not only that, what are you doing to keep yourself or your immune system up? Not one media is talking about keeping your immune system up. You keep your immune system, you ain't got to worry about all that crap. Excuse me, all that stuff. But keep your immune system up. You know, the Carters are so sweet. His wife, Miss Sonia, is so sweet. First thing I did, I got in the car and I have to greet him. I said, "Is your wife gonna be? Is she gonna? If I'm gonna see her this trip?" She took off work early to drive all the way back home so she'd be there for us. And in the car, he would not say nothing. He was, "Oh, well, she's gonna try." Walked in the door, there she was. I say, that was such a blessing for me that she thought enough of our group to take the day, after that day off early, just so she'd be there and wouldn't miss it. See, that's what's special when people know how much you care. That's love. Thank you, Mr. Carter. Anybody else want to share that was there last night that are on the call? I can't see all the names. Let's give everybody so far. Just isn't that great? That's how you build a team. That's how you build a team. They won't leave you. They won't forsake you. They will be with you for life. And that's how you build a strong. See, some of you guys get people in, they come in, they fall out. They come in, they're gone. Have you did something socially with them? I mean, we've gone out to movie theaters. We went to go see, what movie was that we went to go see in Fresno about a year and a half ago? Remember?
The Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, prove a point. We also went out to go bowling, didn't we?
Yes.
Mr. Clemens, did we go bowling in Nashville, Tennessee with the group? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we did. So why do you think I do off-cuff stuff with my team? Not just ACN. That you get burnt out, but you got to show some love. You got to have some socialization in there. Oh, there's Miss Sonia. Oh, I'm flipping to there. She is. Lovely Miss Sonia. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying over here. Why don't you share what yesterday and the day meant for you, please? I'm so honored.
Well, thank you. I'm always behind the scene. I follow you guys, and Fresno. Well, I won't just say Fresno. I think ACN in general. God is definitely showing grace on us, and so, you know, I always say, you think you know what you need or what you want, but God gives you what you need, and you called this out. And it was so kind of ironic in a certain way, because my sister-in-law, Miss Marcia Carter, and I were already having a conversation prior. And our spiritual side was saying, you know what, you were on our mind. I know you were on my sister-in-law's mind. And like my husband said, and I'm kind of echoing it, right now, it's just something we needed. I'm kind of a restless soul. I'm back and forth to San Francisco. And so when I heard that you were coming down, I would not miss it for the world. I know here in Fresno, it is so sincere, so genuine. And it's not about whose team that you're on. It's just always love that's expressed, and you know it when you walk into it. You can be a skeptic, but if you come to Fresno, we overabundantly show you love. And so it was just so needed. And we really didn't want you to leave. It was like, it was just too short-lived. I have a smile on my face. I'm still taking in my ice cream and Chris, the barbecue. So I got some favorites going on. And, you know, we talked business, but it wasn't even about the business that day. We were just loving on each other. And Mr. Thomas, you are truly a blessing. I like to think sometimes, you know, I kind of reflect, and I kind of live my life to say, to be immortal, what would somebody say about you? Just 1, 2 things that you come in the mix of. So, you know, you got a legacy. I don't think you need to worry about anything. Your legacy is so planted with so many people. It's not about the money. It's not about the wealth. It's not about what you have and you don't have. You're touching so many people in so many ways. And the thing about it is, it's like an echo effect. It's just loving, and it's transitioning so many ways. When you go places, people just hear it, they know it, they see it. We had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Harrison's wife, Ronnie, And, you know, we just can't wait to see her again so we can love on her. So again, we want to say thank you. I hope God, he'll know when we needed to do it, when we need to do it again. And I think we're just looking forward to it, just to take a day with all this craziness that goes on. It was a reality check last night. And sometimes you just need the human touch. You just got to do it. And so, Chris, kudos to you with the barbecue. I'm telling you, Miss Carter ain't got nothing on your barbecue. When you can have good barbecue and you don't need any sauce, says a lot. And it's like butter, it just melts in your mouth. So thank you so much for allowing me to share it. We are just so blessed. Thank you.
You're welcome. And not only that, but Mr. Chris King made some homemade ice cream. My God, I'm still tasting it. So, you know, and look, everything that was there that was cooked, it was cooked with the super ingredients called LOVE, love. Yeah. And like I said to you before, guys, learn how to love on people, especially today. So I want to thank Ms. Carter for that beautiful word. And wow. Ms. Ismail, do you want to say a few words about this last night?
So last night or last night? I'm just kidding.
No, last night.
Miss Carter, I tried, but he made his flight, obviously, but I tried. So, you know, when you're driving a car for a long time and it gets out of alignment and you're still driving it and you know that something's just not right with it and you know that it needs an alignment. And that's what last night was. I feel like it was so needed and it just brought everybody back into alignment with each other and with themselves. And I thought to myself, this is our family. Like this picture is Fresno family, like the main core that's always just there. So I thought to myself, I said, if Mr. Thomas early on in ACN, if he would have listened to anyone or if he would have just given up, we would not have a family right now. I mean, like a family right now. And I just thought about that. And I thought about how many people there are that are going to get this, that's going to come out of everybody on this call. So I just wanted to thank Mr. Thomas for even taking the time out, and he did not have to come. And I'm going to start crying, so I'm going to stop talking. But I just want to thank you, and we love you so much. And I love everybody that is on here. So
thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Now, you know, when I go to Fresno, I stay at the Ismail. You know, nobody lets me stay in hotel. I mean, it's just so much. I never stay in hotel. I mean, and I've got my own room there, my own suite, my own wing over there. And I know when I go there that it's going to be an after. And that's why she said last night after last night's, because when I go to her house, we don't go to bed till after 12 o'clock. And as normal last night, I didn't go to bed after 12 o'clock. And because I know we have to do a little more talking. So now you can share, after we left there about 9, I got to your place. What did you get out of the after?
Okay, you're gonna make me do this. All right.
You brought it up. You said after or the after. You set yourself up with that one, young lady. I
was just checking. But talking to Mr. Thomas is like, I'm gonna try not to cry. It's like talking to a father figure that everybody needs. And he just always knows exactly what to say. He's always right. And I don't know how he knows these things, but he just knows. And the things he told me last night completely shifted everything. And it's just stuff that I really needed to hear. So we need to focus, get back to basics, and
come on, Tash, come on.
That's okay.
It's okay, Tasha, because we feel it, so we know.
Maybe no words is enough because we can feel it.
Can I jump in if that's okay?
Absolutely, Harrison.
Sweet. Let me just say this, even with Tosh and what Miss Carter's said, through everything, I will be the newbie, if anything, of this whole ordeal or whatnot. But it was definitely a privilege just to be a part of this core group of people. And so, just even with this whole thing, the human touch is something unreal. And I guess what it was really just pulling energy from each other and transferring it into each other. And it was really great, something that we needed. It was uplifting. And then also just to listen to Mr. Thomas and what he shared, I'm taking notes like crazy. I'm doing research, I'm doing it, all these different things that come along with it. It wasn't just the food, it wasn't just the gathering, but just the energy that we get. Sometimes we get a lot from the Zoom, which is great, but just to have the human touch along with it and the energy and everything, and to get, to see that smile or to feel that hug, we just need that. And so, just as far as just humankind. And so, I was just privileged just to be a part of that whole group of that, just that upline, and have my upline there, my whole Fresno team there, and just to pull energy with it and to just speak into each other.
And I'll say this, you worked to get there. You worked with 100 points to get there. Everybody in Fresno could have been there, but those that worked got there. See, that's the key. Now, the whole thing afterwards, Miss Natasha and I, we talked about basics. Sometime as you guys develop, as you are going to develop more this year, because we got like 45 days or so for this year's gone, and getting ready for the onslaught of 2021, you have to understand, you got to stay crystal clear focused. Because the higher, and as you start rising in this company and people want to hear your voice, they're going to start pulling you to the left. They're going to start pulling you to the right. Other people want you to conference call. See, you got to remember, if I'm sitting at my table right here at my desk and a newbie's coming into business on the floor, right? And as you become a newbie on the floor and you come up to the top of the desk, now you're sitting around, or let's say a kitchen table. You're sitting around the table and all these other chairs, 6 chairs, there are people just going to start pulling, hey, do a conference call for me. Hey, do this for me. Hey, dude, hey, your name is synonymous now. But remember, that did not get you there. What got you there is going back to basic prospecting, customers, IBO. Go back to basics. Because as you go, there's a guy named Jim Voigt, who's a coach out of Kentucky. I'll never forget, in my first MLM, he said something so profound. He said this, the higher up the flagpole you go, the more your butt is exposed. And it's true, because as you start climbing, people start trying to pull you for right or wrong or differences or whatever they can get. I mean, but it didn't get you there. And all of a sudden now you reach a plateau. Some of you might have reached that already, but go back to basics, getting customers and IBOs. That's what got you to the dance. Remember that. Remember that. And as you come up to the tabletop, it's like a diamond. When a diamond is discovered, it's a black piece of coal. It's black, like my and as you shine it and crystal it, and all of a sudden it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. Now everybody wants it. But when it was a black piece of stone, nobody wanted to take the time to polish it, to make it shine. And some of the callers have experienced it already. And some of you, I'm getting you ready to go and experience that. Be careful. Stay focused on your business. Stay focused, because there are going to be a lot of people you pulling off your rocker, trying to get you to do other things. I was flattered. I had a guy call me today about a crypto MLM. I was like, wow, I've been prospecting like this in like maybe a year. I thought it was hilarious. And that's what I said to him. And he was in my first MLM company. He wasn't my team, but he said, Al Thomas, I know you're the top guy. I mean, you were, top 2 or 3 guys I know. There's a powerful network marketer, all the books you're in. And he was trying to flatter me. And I said, let me say something, Alan. I said, I flattered. I said, let me ask you a question. Watch how I do this. Let me ask you a question. This is leadership, right? Let me ask you a question. He goes, yeah, what's that? I said, if you're a 5-star general over here, why would I jump ship and be a buck private over there? Does that make any sense to you? He goes, nope. I said, thank you for that's. I'm still flattered, but thank you. Have a blessed day. You see, because once you become who you are and know that oh my God, once you know that you know that you know that you know, this is one of the 3 gifts that God's given you, you just work it to death. Don't worry about it. Some of you are going through a slump right now. I get it. I've been through slumps. I could have gave up the first time my first group fell apart, but I said, no, if somebody else did it, God dang it, I can do it. And my second group fell apart. I go, God dang it, I was closer, but I ain't giving up. I will never give up. And like I said to somebody, if my parents were still alive and my dad was on the left, my right, mom's on the right, and I said, look, y'all, I'm going to the moon. You know what they tell every one of y'all? Here's what they look you right dead in the eyeball on this Zoom call and say, he going. Don't know when, but he going. Because they always knew when I said something, I said it and I'm going to get there. I don't back down from the devil himself because he needs help. So don't let nothing come between your goal and this business. Sure, we get sidetracked sometimes. Absolutely. We get discouraged sometimes. All the time. We do. And I said in my first cassette tape, it was called the 25 Injection Network Market. And I said, when that happens, you open up the door to your house, apartment, wherever you're living at. Walk out to the curb or to the corner and say, you're fired. And then turn around and walk back in and say, you're rehired, and go back at it again. Because it's life. Look, this stuff that's happening is life. It's out of your control and my control. It's how you deal with it. And they're mentally wearing you down with those certain words. You got to strengthen your soul, your spirit. See, last 24 hours has been a spirit uplifting. Oh my God. It was spirit that got uplifted because everybody there, you heard Ms. Marcy, they ain't healthy. So they got their internals going right. You got to be careful what you put in your body. Let me talk about this for a second. You put bad stuff in this cheap McDonald's and all this other cheap stuff. Let me tell you something. A car, if you put the wrong gas in the car for so long, the car break down quicker. You put the right gas in the car, that car lasts a long time on it. It's the same thing with your body. Be careful. Cheapness, don't do it. Put quality stuff in your body because your body is that temple and it will last you, it meant to last a lifetime. And I tell you what, it will, but if you got to treat it right, just like with knowledge like this, what we did the last 24 hours. So I want to thank everybody that spoke today on that. Now, we want to show you a little picture of, so I had no idea what they put together. This morning, we had a breakfast. Now, remember, I went to bed late, it was 12 o'clock for me. It wasn't actually late, but we had such a fellowship that was a fellowship after the fellowship that I got up this morning, had the leftover cake. Oh my God. And coffee. Oh my. I sinned so much last night with all that food. I gotta repent. But anyway, we had breakfast this morning with the other group of people in Fresno that were not RDs and higher. And I want to show, there's that picture. Now look at that picture. Does anybody recognize the lady to the left with the brown shawl on her shoulders? And there's a lady right behind her. So the two ladies that I just pointed out, they're on the call, may they say what they got out of this morning's breakfast fellowship?
Be happy, be you, be a star, be bright.
It was such a blessing this morning. I was, during this time of being stuck inside four walls, it really does something. In a remote way, I can relate to someone who is in prison because you're restricted. You're just, you can talk to people, you can do the Zooms, but you don't have that freedom to just go out and do like you normally do and just, enjoy life. So having someone tell you, don't do this, don't do that, because, these bad elements are out there, they'll get you. So you got to stay in, you got to cover up, you got to be afraid, you got to do. So getting out this morning was kind of like Maria in The Sound of Music when she got to the top of the hills and she was just like, yes. And getting with this group this morning for breakfast. I mean, we laughed. I haven't, had a lot of laughs like that, just laughing, even to the point of like, talking across the room. Most times, we're always reserved when we go to public places, but this was just like, hey, kind of things, throwing up your arms, people hugging and talking about everything under the sun, from business to personal, and meeting new people. And it was exciting. It was fun. It was, even Mr. Thomas was like, who is that person? You know, this is not the same person that's been on these calls. You know, who is this? You know, there
Well,
is like,
for those that don't know, I was talking about her.
So I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful time. And of course, you know, we all wish that it had been lasted longer. You know, you just never get enough of a good thing. But you know, in time, we'll be able to do it again. You know, I trust that for sure. So, you know, it was good. It was necessary.
Thank
And
you.
like I had mentioned this morning, you know, God knows, you know, and he knows how to take care of his folks. And so, you know, he provides those things that we need when we need them. You know, when we think that, you know, we've hit that rock bottom in our existence, you know, or we think that, you know, we've got everything that we could possibly want, you know, he puts it in perspective and brings it back to, as you say, Mr. Thomas, regurgitate or marinate, whatever it is that you need to draw back in your focus and keep it going, you know, until we're out of here. And I don't see any of that happening anytime soon. So, you know, it was good. It was good.
Thank
And I'm missing it already. And I would like to do it again, you know, so.
And we would, you know, thank you, Ms. Brewer. I just want to reassure all of you guys, you know, don't get me wrong. This thing is real. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I've always wondered since March, how does it know when I take my mask off and stand up, it might be there rather than not down here. That's a joke in itself. But anyway, if you guys think through a lot of things, you will laugh at a lot of things.
Mhm.
It's because what they're telling you, if they say go left, you need to go right. I'm telling you. But that's a conversation for another day. I wanted to share with you the human side of our business today in leadership. Leadership's not always getting customers and ideals. Leadership is caring, oh my God, it's caring about people and truly letting them know you care for them. Ladies, you guys do it easy. Guys, we have sometimes we have a challenge with that. But it's just open yourself up and being very transparent. And when you're getting customers, please be transparent. Tell them why they need to be your customer, that you're doing this for your family. I'm doing this for my kid. Let them know the why. Be more, and I guarantee you, the more transparent you are, the more customers you'll get. Tell them your why. You need why. That's the benefit is why. Why you're doing this. Your friends, you're talking about the business side. They go, why are you doing it? Tell them why. And pierce their heart with love. Hey, I would like you to join my team because I want to help you as well. I don't want to leave you behind. And I'm telling you, if you guys do more loving and caring for people, watch the numbers just go through the roof. Okay, Mr. Tim Cryer, what's your daughter? Where's she at? Let me and have her say hello. She want to say hello. Bless her heart up there. And hi. She wants to say hello.
Say hi.
Hi. Tell everybody your name.
I'm Ayo.
How old are you?
I'm 5 now.
You're 5. Give daddy a kiss.
She has from me to you the Montana Silversmith Super Tires. Your brand new Super Tire fan of.
There you go. See, that's what it's all about. Our future is in our kids and our grandkids. And it takes us to go the extra mile when we don't feel like it. That's what leadership's about. That's what this is tonight. Look, everybody can't get on this call. They can, but they didn't because whatever reason. But you're on this call, but this is what leadership boils down to. You know what made General Patton such a strong leader? Because people follow the battle because they know that he would go on the front lines with his men with his pearl white pistols. He'd be on the front line out in front with them, not in the back. You don't lead from the back, you lead from the front. And you lead from your heart, you lead them. So I just want to say that. Now we're going to move into a different part. I just want to open you guys up to what has happened the last 24 hours. So one day as you travel with your organization, go through something, do some fun stuff with them, whether go to a movie together afterwards, or maybe go whatever, but give the human side of who you are as a person so people know who you are as a person. Be transparent, okay? So the first part of this is being transparent. Now I'm going to go into the marketing plan a little bit. Mr. Bree Clemens, I'm ready for the first slide. And I want you guys to understand, now we're gonna flip over to the business side of this business. Why we're here. Now we know our mission, our goal, we know our directive is to be transparent, to go build a solid organization that's gonna be long after we leave this, or, you know, just build something for our family and our grandkids. We're gonna build an asset. We're gonna build an empire. We're gonna build a dynasty. Now, the first thing I need to understand, and first of all, let me say this, Mr. Bree Clemens, thank you for putting this up. I sent him these and he's not happy with them because he's a perfectionist. So can we give him a hand for he's still putting them up for me? Because he likes to do things right. Now, I want to focus in on the ETL. ETL. Now think about this. That's $50 per person that you pick up per person once they get their first 3 services in their first 30 days. Now, I don't know about you, but if you got a few people in your business, 5, 10, 15, does that make sense? And then helping your other ETLs producing other ETLs. So the money is in the marketing plan as well as the customer base, but the thing I want you to understand is how many of these 50s do you want to collect on a weekly basis between now and the end of the year? Because the holidays are coming. And we could collect a whole lot of them if we put our mind to it. Now, next slide. I just wanted to throw this on your mind to think about, because a lot of times the presentation, we can't tell you what if 20 came in, what if 30 came in, because we can't do that. But I just want you to think about that. Now, RVP. Now, look at this. You can achieve RVP without, I'm gonna say it again, without depending upon other, what, Mr. Thomas? Achieving RDs. So I could do it all myself? Yes. We just had an RVP promoted. The guy just went out and got all the customers himself. Now, what does it say next? You can maintain RVP without depending upon others maintaining RD. Ain't that a blessing? We made this plan so easy in America. And look, every customer counts toward qualifying for RVP, personal, and your team. So ACN has made this so simple now. It's so easy to do than it was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. You can focus on building your business right. Next, leaders are found, not what, created. And so many times we would stack people on the people to hopefully stack them, make them a leader. No, leaders are not found. Leaders are found, not created. And everyone in this call have the potential. And look at that, 4 people with $750 and 4 separate legs. You got your 3,000 points, and now your RVP. Not that difficult, because some of you already are RD. It's not that difficult. It's just doing extra work. Okay. So I just wanted just to put this on your mind as we get into the middle of the month of November, to let you know RVP is attainable before this year is out. You know, you just got to focus in on it. What did we hear Friday when we had Mr. Lowe on? I mean, he's got that gentleman, Emmanuel went out and got 100 points in 30 days, 100 points. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Mr. Lowe, but even when he got finished speaking, I said, let me regurgitate so you guys understand what he said. It wasn't nothing bad about that. It's just that if he can do it, you can barely understand him. What can we do? We speak perfectly good English. Even Mr. Manuel, 100 points. And 4 IBOs first week. So I just wanted to put this on your mind. That means for me, that just motivates me to say, if somebody else could do it that can barely speak English, what's wrong with me? No, it means that I'm not working enough numbers. Does that make sense, everybody? I could never go in my kid's bedroom at night and wake him up and say, I'm sorry, your daddy has got to get a 3rd job because I just gave up. I just can't do it. I could never do that. There are too many people successful in this business of ACN. You know, ACN had their corporate thing today. I was off because I was with the other group in Fresno because it was more important to be there. But the key is you got to work through the holidays. It's a hollow day, not a hollow week, not a hollow month. Yeah, take a couple of days, but continue working. Next slide, please, Mr. Bree Clemens. Now, in this slide, I want to show you something. This is at Sam's Club. Now, what does this look like to you guys? They have the nerve to put this on the wall at Sam's Club. That's right, Ms. Collins, it's a pyramid deal. So when people tell you, everybody take a snapshot of it, take a snapshot of it, take a snapshot, use this, use this. When they say it's just a pyramid deal, so yeah, it's just like Sam's Club and Costco and your job. Use it. That's a powerful fly. Matter of fact, when I was talking last Friday about it, Mr. David Lowe sent it to, I had it on my phone somewhere, I couldn't find it, but he sent it to me right as I got off the call. So use that. I'm talking about, look, that's the management at that Sam's Club there. The pyramid deal. The manager, the assistant manager, upper manager, supervisor, Lord. If that recognizing association with a decade of service or more. I love it. I love it. I love it. They're telling you they're a pyramid deal. They're telling the employees. So Ms. Ingram's laughing. So use that. When see people, is this one of them deals? You mean, hold on. You mean one of them deals? And watch people's reaction. Now, and here's what you might want to say to people, because this is leadership. I don't see you on here. Where you at? What level are you on this deal? You're the bottom, you're the middle, you're management, or you're on the top? Where you at in this deal? Use it, and I'm telling you, use it. Use it. It's a pyramid deal. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold. One of these? Yeah. Like Sam Club, like your job? I am giving you guys that alone. We're going to get you guys so many people to wake them up. Okay. So remember that. Now, let's look at, what do you think? Let's have some fun for a second. What do you think the person on the bottom makes? What do you think they make? Let's say a month or a year. What do you think the guy and the person on the bottom make? Just everybody take your phone. What do you think they make? Just
Minimum wage.
Okay, minimum wage. How much would that be? Give me a monthly or a yearly.
24,000 a year.
24,000 a year. Okay, and the next level up from the bottom.
30.
30. Okay, and the third level up from the bottom.
Maybe 45.
45.
45?
Yes.
Okay. And 1, 2, 3. And the next level up, that's the next level up from the bottom.
65, 70,000 maybe.
65, 70,000. Hold it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nah, Sam's Club.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kind of
Yeah,
high.
that's pretty high at Sam's Club. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the third level down, how much? Because that'll be the next level. How much do you think they make?
Oh, okay. That's the one.
That
They
mess y'all
probably
up?
got, yeah.
About 70, the third line down.
70. Okay. The second level.
75. They ain't getting that much more.
That's right. Okay. And the top girl there, the top dog. Roof, 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 roof.
Probably 80.
Now she
80.
charges about 100,000 thinking she's at it.
85.
All right. 80 to 100.
Yeah.
Would you believe if I told you her top income was 65,000?
That's it. Oh, wow.
Actually, with the benefits and everything, she's about 75. Now, watch this. Can you imagine how long it took her to get there? Anybody want to take a guess?
So over a decade to get yourself on the pyramid.
Yeah, it took her 11 and 12 years. It took her 11 to 12 years of giving up so much to get there.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yes, Miss Joyce got it. 12 years, you got it. It took her 12 years to climb up that high to get to 65 to 75,000 with the benefit.
I have to. You're making my legs go to sleep.
And by the way, she's on call.
When they're fired, they're gone. They don't have no income.
Now, does everybody understand what you have in your business? Because this is leadership. Now, can you see where your business can outproduce hers from the comfort of your home if we get after it by loving on people? Do you think? Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you a question. Look at the pyramid deal. Do you think her people give a rat's back in about her? Do you think she loves on her people? What do you think?
No.
let me ask you another question. Do you think more people like her or more people don't like her?
Probably don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Can you imagine what she has to do to stay on the top of that pyramid deal?
Yes.
Can you imagine the time away from her family? Can you time going to work when she don't want to go to work? Can you imagine? I don't care if you have to, you know, she has to work at least 5 days a week, 40 to 55 hours per week, exactly, to keep on top of the pyramid deal. Do you guys understand by looking at this picture what you have? Every one of you could outproduce her. Every one of you.
I've been there.
Every one of you can outproduce that lady in a lesser time, in the comfort of your home, and building people that love you and care for you, and you can care for them and their families. Do you think if, let me be quiet, let me stop this.
No.
Do you think she has ever get a chance to go by their house to have lunch or dinner in any of these people's houses?
No.
No, it's retail. It requires all your time.
Yeah. What else you guys getting out this picture? What else you getting out this picture? What are you feeling?
You don't get recognized until it's been a decade or more.
Yeah.
Not only that, she doesn't have the personal relationships with all those people underneath her. They're numbers.
Wow. There you go. This is numbers. Miss Joyce, ding, 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 at the class.
They don't
She
really
doesn't
look
even know half of them's first name unless it's written on a piece of paper in front of her.
No, it's on their name tag.
Oh, well, okay.
Their badges.
You may not even see that because they're in the back room.
Yeah, if anybody's had the TV on the background, can you mute your phone while we're talking? Somebody's got a TV going pretty loud. Now, also think about this. She has to look at their name tag to know who they are. How many of you were caught up in that and saw yourself when I put it up there and said, "Oh my God, thank God I'm not there anymore. Thank God I'm working my way out of that." How many felt a heaviness come on you when the picture came up?
I've been there.
Been there many times.
I do not miss
This.
it.
Go ahead.
I said I've been there. I've been there, and I do not miss it.
The moment they get sick, they're replaced.
Yeah,
Right.
you could be easily replaced.
Yes.
You could be easily replaced. Now, I'm going to take you somewhere else real quick, and I want you to see something else that you can even blow these people away. Okay, you ready? Whenever Mr. Clemens is ready, we'll show the next slide. Now, for salaries for retired U.S. presidents, $450,000 for life. Salaries for House or Senate member is $175,000, $174,000. You wonder when they leave office, they're millionaires. But anyway, salary of Speaker of the House is $223,500 for life. Salary of Majority Leader is $194,000. Do you realize you guys could blow this away? Now watch this. Average salary of a soldier employed in Afghanistan is only $38,000. So in other words, on that last chart, the two bottom tiers was what they made. And the average income of a senior on Social Security is $1,000 a month. I think we found where the cuts can be made. But more important, I want to show you what we think is a lot and the struggle of working at another place. And you have the potential. You have the potential. That's powerful. So I gave you the bottom. I gave you a little bit upward things to think about. Okay. Mr. Clemens, you could take that down for a second. I'm going to end the call on something. I want everybody to get a piece of paper and a pen. So I took you from the low Sam's Club to people making 6 figures. And there's a lot in between. Can we all agree? Okay. Now, what I want to do and close this meeting out, I want to give you a formula. Everybody ready? A leader is always going to know where they're at and where. Everybody agree with that? So I want you to pick a number. See, leaders, we calculate our success. We get after it every day. We have bad days too, but we stay focused. So the key word is staying focused. Number one, so right focus. Stay focused. Stay focused with your goal in mind. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. I think Ms. Ismail touched on that a minute ago. Now, I want you to pick a number. It can't be 0 or it can't be 1. Everybody heard that so far? It cannot be 0, it can't be 1. Multiply it by 2. Okay. You got it? Add 8 to it. Divide it by 2. Subtract the number you started with. I'm going to tell you what the number is going to be. Subtract the number you start with. Subtract the number you started with the number that you have now. Everybody done that? And the answer is 4. Am I right? Everybody, the number is 4, right?
Yes.
Did you like the exercise? I know what the number is going to be 4. Let's do it again, one more time. Flip the paper over, go somewhere else on the piece of paper. Pick a number, anything with 0 or 1. Any number. Pick a different number this time. Multiply that number by 2. Add 8. Divided by 2. Subtract the number you started with from the number that you have now. And the answer is still 4.
What's the trick?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what a leader is. Write this down. Leaders always know the answer to where they are going. And here's the answer or the trick, okay? Write this down and never forget this. And starting tonight, do this. Overplan and overwork. Overplan and overwork. Mondays, we do the 1 hour power hour. Some of you have never done that before. Now you're starting to get some momentum. So, oh my God, now I'm learning something. See, I've always said Al Thomas is not the fastest, not the handsome, not the youngest, but I will flat out do what? I will outwit you. Say the word.
Work.
I'll outwork you.
Outwork you.
Yeah.
But see, I've said that so many times. It went over your head so much. Here it is. I overplan my success and I overwork my numbers. So in everything, if everything goes wrong, watch this, write this down. So why do I do this? Because if everything goes wrong, you will still be a winner. So many of you shorten yourself with your numbers and then you shortcut it and then you don't become a winner and then you feel like you're a loser. Right, here again, I overplan and then I overwork you. Overplan. Don't do 10 today, do 20. Overplan it. Don't do 25 numbers, do 35. Overplan it. Then go overwork it. And if you do that, even if everything goes wrong, you'll still win. You're just shooting a little too low. Just like that exercise I just gave you, the answer is always going to be 4. You know why? Because leaders know. Wink, wink. Leaders know. Wink, wink. All we do is outwork everybody. Wink, wink. It'll blow your way. That alone is worth tonight's call. Back to basics, stay focused, overplan, overwork, and your numbers will always come up 4. Overplan, overwork, and your numbers will always come up to 4. Overplan, overwork. Did y'all learn something tonight?
Yes.
What y'all learn tonight?
Yes. Wow. I like this.
Leadership ain't for everybody.
Overplan.
SVP, not for everybody, but it's for you
If
all.
you follow the system, you always win.
That's right. And if you overwork it, overplan it, you can't help but become a winner.
Love them, people.
Overplan and overwork it. See, most people want to just do the minimum just to get by. I never want to just get by. Get by to me means poverty. Get by to me means, huh? How do you do that and feel good about yourself? You can't. None of y'all want to feel good. You want to feel great about yourself. You don't want to get by. That's for losers. Trying out stuff for losers. You want to make it in a big way. Like I told the group last night, work your business so hard, Miss Pat Robinson, Mr. Freddie Sherman, Miss Marcia Carter. Work your business so hard that your signature becomes an autograph. I was sharing with the group last night, my first network marketing company. I ran to a guy, he had an old magazine in the trunk of his car a couple of months ago, and he flipped it out. I said, Miss Thomas, look, I got the old XL magazine. And he flipped through there, and there was a picture of me standing by my limo with my security guard. I'm sitting there for an hour and a half signing the XL Phenomenal magazine book at my, and I said, wow. It never dawned on me that I worked that business so hard that my signature became an autograph. Ooh, that's deep. You like that, huh, Miss Sensational? Work your business so hard that your signature, Ms. Walker, becomes an autograph. Now you're talking. Now you're saying something. Now you've done something. Now you touch some people's lives. Now, my good and faithful servant, now you've done something. You touch lives. See, there's a calling on all of us to be a blessing of the people. The more people we help, the more we get advanced in ACN. There's nothing new. You all have everything equipped inside of you to be an SVP, a circle champ. You have everything in you already. You just don't think that you do, but you do have it in you. Mr. Payon, you have it in you to be that leader, to be that SVP. All of you have it in you. All of you. Mr. Wright, you have it in you. All of you. All of you. Now you just got to go to work and collect it. Remember, outwork, outplan. And your number will always be what? 4. Who else want to share what they got tonight before we get off the call? All right. Well, listen, for everybody, we'll let you guys go. I thank Fresno. God bless you all from all over the world that's on the call today. Tomorrow night, the Kings will be back with another training session on our product services. I love you guys. I want nothing but the best for you. Take this information and run with it. And as always, we'll see you at the top or we'll see you over the top. Have a blessed ACN evening. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.